Tampa Bay Rays as they complete a 3-game sweep of the Cleveland Guardians. And they did it yesterday, Aaron, with Drew Rasmussen on the mound in about 25 minutes.
It was just under 2 hours, I believe, was the total time. I think an hour and 58 minutes, if I'm correct.
I don't have an hour and 58 minutes exactly, and just unbelievably fast game. And it's funny because we've spent so much time lauding the pitch clock and what it's done for baseball. Now, I was always on the other side of it when people would moan and complain about it being too long. I always said if a baseball game is too long for you, you probably just don't love baseball. Because for me, I don't. Whatever I'm doing next is probably not, unless football's on. And whatever I'm doing next is probably not more fun than watching baseball. So I don't mind it. But we've had a lot of people very much in favor of the pitch clock. I saw this morning when we got in here, somebody who texted in, clearly going to the game yesterday, and they said, driving home from the game, I have a love-hate relationship with the pitch clock. Driving 1 hour to the game and only getting 2 hours of game time doesn't sit right with me.
Okay, so what's really weird about that text right out of the gate, and it was from yesterday, but to see that, I did not look at the text line this morning. I did not see that.
I always like to see what was being talked about late at night when nobody was here.
And I write on my show sheet, I write my own little notes, and one of my notes that I wrote was, do you feel shorted by a baseball game under 2 hours? So I thought about that myself because my parents were at that game yesterday.
Yeah.
And, they got great seats, great deals on Rays, like premium seats.
Nothing the great Emma Joles loves doing more than taking in a Rays game.
Like weekend baseball especially, she loves it. So her and my dad went out to the game yesterday, and I was coming back from New York, and my dad's texting me. He texted me in the 7th. Like, this game just started.
Yeah.
And they drove from Sarasota. So I wonder, for Rays fans, you win in a 1-0 pitching gem. Both of them. I mean, Parker Messick was great as he's been all season long. Drew Rasmussen, one hitter for him, one hitter on the day for the Rays. So efficient and beautiful. When I see a pitching performance, it's like great defense in the NFL. You see a beautiful gem like that from both sides. The one run is manufactured, old school baseball. Chandler Simpson getting on.
They've done so much of this year.
It's what has been the driving force for this team. But still, if you drive an hour like Mark from Hudson or my parents from Sarasota, who they, by the way, did not feel shorted by the game.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, oh my God, I didn't get my money's worth? You got the win. You got, you didn't spend all day at the ballpark, which I don't like to do. I don't like to spend all day anywhere, but I wonder if other people felt that way.
Yeah, no, it was interesting to see that on the text line. I've never felt that way either, personally, especially because if you're a big baseball fan, like you talked about, we saw 2 great pitching performances yesterday, right? So, I don't feel to me, I almost feel worse about a game, even though I like a longer game. I don't mind it. If 2 guys go out there and they're pitching poorly and there's runs all over the place and the ball's going all over the park, in a way it can be a more entertaining brand of baseball if you're winning. But otherwise, seeing a great pitching performance, I'm not against it by any means. And that's always going to be a faster game. You're talking about 2 guys that combined for 14 2/3 innings because Messick went 7 2/3, combined for 7 hits. It's every other inning.
Now, if you flip it, and you give the Rays 1 hit and no runs and you get shut out.
That's not fun.
You don't feel shorted, but you're annoyed at your offense and the Rays at home not getting it done and only getting 1 hit. Now, it was early on Cleveland in 3, I believe, of the first 4 innings. They had a guy on second base. And this defense and this pitching staff, and Drew Rasmussen has been able to get out of it. Clevenger was great, and Baker's been electric. I mean, think about what Baker had to face the top of the lineup when he went in there in the 9th inning in a 1-0 game. The only hit of the game was the first hit of the game, was the first batter of the game in Kwan. So just beautiful, and this is what this Rays baseball team continues to do, another sweep for them.
It's interesting, too. I had my mom and my stepdad over for lunch yesterday. They wanted to bring their German Shepherd over to get used to our house because we're going to watch him for a week next month. And I had the game on, right? And we were watching it while we were talking and eating lunch and stuff. And I remember specifically looking up and I've been paying attention to the game, But sometimes when you're doing that while you're eating lunch and talking to people, you're not necessarily zoned in on like what inning it is, right? So all of a sudden I remember thinking to myself, like, how is it the 6th inning already? And then I started getting nervous because I took the Rays -1.5, which they've won me several times recently. But yesterday, like all day, I'm like, can we just get one more run? I effed myself this weekend.
I was yelling at you on Friday.
Why were you yelling at me on Friday?
Because in the parlay of the day, you had said, text me the parlay, your pick. And then I listened, and my leg won. I don't know if Sam's leg won. But you had McClanahan over on strikeouts. I'm yelling at my radio like, no. Like, come on, it's not where he's at right now.
And listen, that wasn't my biggest blunder of the weekend, though.
What'd you blunder? What else did you mess up over there?
So I did a parlay, 4 legs. I want to find it.
It always starts with, like, I messed up, and it's like, I did a parlay.
Yeah. Over half a hit for Junior Caminero, over 17.5 outs, so 6 innings basically, right, for Nick Martinez.
Yep. He's been great.
Over half a hit for Victor Mesa Jr., and I thought I had selected over hits for Yandy Diaz, and if I had, I would have won this 4-leg parlay. But I didn't. Somehow.
Who'd you take instead?
I took Yandy.
Oh, okay.
I put a home run.
Oh, well, that's why your odds were probably juiced up to wherever they were.
Well, no, I know it wouldn't have been as juicy of a win.
Right.
And I should have noticed, too, like when I went to put the bet in, I was like, oh, wow, that pays out a lot better than I thought it was.
Too good to be true,
right?
yeah.
But I didn't. I was just like, oh, that's cool. And then I made the bet.
That's you're lazy about it.
It's not lazy.
Well, your eyes were lazy.
No, well,
you got to pay attention with your eyes.
I mean, I was paying attention. I hit the wrong.
Oh man,
the wrong thing on Yandy.
You do that, like you make a move like that, a mistake, like in life or on the radio. It's one thing. You say something in mistake. Oh, my bad. You do that with money. You lose money that way.
Like when I called Victor Mesa Jr. Jose last week.
Yeah, when your brain was all I don't know where it was on Thursday. Top of the lineup, to your point, you bring up Yandy Diaz. The Rays are doing this, especially this series. It's the bottom of the lineup that's producing.
Yeah, we've had that conversation a lot.
And it's just this team is a heady baseball team. First of all, Chandler Simpson's gotten red hot. But also,
which they've really needed.
The bunt from Mullins wasn't good. He popped it up. It was actually executed poorly. It happened to be like a perfect chip in golf where he just put it in the perfect spot. It just popped up perfectly. But kudos to Chandler Simpson. That is a tough read from third base where you're like, okay, is that first baseman going to are you going to catch it? Is Manzardo going to catch that ball? But he didn't. So it was just a really good read by Chandler Simpson.
Well, we're talking Chandler. Can we acknowledge the fact the play yesterday on the diving catch from Quan was it Saturday?
You're talking about in left field?
Yeah,
that was so obviously not a catch. It was yesterday.
Yeah. I've never seen that before, and I understand the one umpire calls him out. The one says it hits the ground. He never touches second.
Right.
And again, this goes to the Rays' favor, but that was odd.
It's okay. It's a really good point. I'm glad you brought this up, Sam. Now, if you missed this point in the game yesterday, I think it was Ben Williamson hit the ball, if I'm correct.
I believe so.
And he hits it to left field. And to me, it was clearly it singled to left. It was clearly it hit the ground and it was trapped, as we call it. And Chandler never got to second. At this point, now one of the umpires had called him out. At this point, it is up to the discretion of the umpire to decide what would have taken place if that ball hit the ground and was called in play, safe and fair in play and safe. The discretion of the umpire would tell you his obvious, decision was that Chandler would have made it to second base, and he was right on that. But it's a good point, Sam, because it really is up to the discretion of the umpire what was going to take place.
Especially because Cleveland threw it in and tagged second base, which would be the force out. Simpson had never touched it. I get it if he touches second, goes to third, they call him out, and he doubled up, whatever. But the fact that he never touched the base, I mean, it worked in the Rays' favor, but I feel like the Rays have had a lot of really odd plays recently.
Yep, that's where the replay guys just it kind of changes the game a lot because you just have to say, oh, well, back in the day that never happened because you're just out.
Yeah,
there's no replay, you're just out.
The Rays now 19 games above 500 again. I don't think they've gotten to 20 this season. So an opportunity tomorrow night. They're off tonight, but an opportunity tomorrow night to best their most games above 500 all season. So they're playing some really good baseball again. The sweep of Cleveland, very encouraging. It's interesting, you come out against the Boston Red Sox to start the post-All-Star game half of the season, if you will, and you get swept, and you're like, uh-oh. And I saw a lot of uh-oh on social media and, a little bit from Sam, but right away, as soon as they got out of that series with what was by far the hottest team in baseball, they've been very good again.
There's a lot of people that have been uh-oh, and they just don't want to believe what's going on. Even Sam, I'm so glad Sam Cohen's not the manager of this team, because yesterday I saw him tweet out, like, do not pull Rasmussen from this game. Do not.
There was no reason to. He was dealing.
What do you mean no reason to? How about save your guy for the future and trust your bullpen? Clevenger went in there and did exactly what he needed to do and then handed off to Baker. And make sure you don't add any tax Drew Rasmussen more than he has to.
He did. Clevenger has been a little scary at times. Baker's been unbelievable, but it's a 1-0 game. It's not like they're up 7-0. Like,
trust your manager.
If your guy's dealing, trust him game 6 of the World Series too.
Oh, man, just never let that go.
You don't have to necessarily trust your manager, but